Welcome back to Marvel Maniac and MCU Aftershow. I'm your host, Mr. Honest. Trying some new intros here with a new style of episode. Let's just try all these new things. Today we're going to go purple, okay? Big, grim, inevitable purple. That's right, we're talking about Thanos. Longtime listeners might know he's probably my favorite character in the MCU, let alone one of the most bad guys, epic bad guys in cinema history, okay? Super villains at least. He can go up against Darth Vader, I think. I think Darth Vader might win. I don't know. With the Infinity Stones, who would win? Email me. MarvelManiacPod@gmail.com. Darth Vader or Thanos with the gauntlet? Darth Vader without the... Sorry, Thanos without the gauntlet. What are your thoughts? Personally, I think with the gauntlet, Thanos wins. Without the gauntlet, I think Vader wins. So, for this episode, my thesis is just simple, plain and clear. The more Thanos, the better. He's not just Marvel's greatest villain. He's two villains in one. He's calm and inevitable in Infinity War. And he's raw fury in Endgame. And somewhere in between, he also became my comfort movie character. Yes, Infinity War is my comfort movie. Don't worry, I'll explain. So let's talk about Infinity War Thanos first. Thanos in Infinity War was chilling because he doesn't think he's the bad guy. He almost is convincing enough to let us believe he's not, if he wasn't pounding on our heroes half the movie. He's not twirling a mustache. He's not cracking jokes. He is sort of clever with his words, though, we can admit. He's calm, most importantly in Infinity War, patient and purposeful. He truly believes that he's wiping out half the universe for an act of mercy. He doesn't see it as mass genocide. And the scariest part, he explains it so clearly that you can almost understand his logic. Like, almost. I don't agree with him. I really don't. I just had a PlayStation name to trigger people. Thanos is right, or Thanos wasn't wrong. I changed that soon after Endgame. So, the opening of Infinity War with Hulk versus Thanos and Loki get killing. It's a different level of villain. You're terrified of Thanos the minute you meet him because you've heard about him rumbling it through the MCU throughout the whole saga. Little by little, we've seen him like 3 times technically on screen. One will be the post-credit scene for the first Avengers. The second would be the post-credit scene for the Avengers Age of Ultron. But in the middle of that, we have Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy and Gamora, the children and daughters of Thanos. So we see him talking to Ronan a little bit. We get to see a little bit of his progress, but when he shows up on the Asgardian ship in the beginning of Infinity War, Power Stone already in hand, he is terrifying because we don't know what he's capable of. He's a big brute with a big brain. So I gotta be honest, like, when I went to see this in theaters, he terrified me. Not like I wasn't pooping my pants, okay? I was just thinking, like, sorry I said that. I was just thinking that, honestly, Thanos has been built up so well, it makes me think of Doctor Doom and where it's going. The way Thanos lays out Hulk is the most intimidating thing, and the way he kills Loki is the most traumatizing thing, because we just got kind of like a redemption Loki. He will see the light of day or something else. We will see the light again. When, I forget what he says. But anyway, perfectly balanced as all things should be. Thanos. I am inevitable. Thanos. So many good quotes. The hardest choices require the strongest wills. I don't know if it's will or wills. The man could publish a freaking book of villain affirmations. I'm serious. And let's not forget the Infinity Stones themselves. Each stone adds a splash of color. Not just visually, but thematically. Reality-bending red, time-twisting green, soul-stealing orange. It's like watching him assemble the ultimate villain rainbow. So, I did mention Infinity War. It's become my comfort movie. I know. It's one of the darkest stories Marvel has told. But the rhythm of it, the colors of the stones, like I was saying, the quotable lines, almost everything he says. It's just endlessly rewatchable, like curling up with a cosmic tragedy. I think it is a big part of it really is the colors for me. I really like rainbow colors, RGB and all that. And I think seeing him get the gauntlet together is something everyone kind of secretly wanted until we see the results. And I was just going to give you guys a spoiler warning just now. Like, come on. The movie has a pace where you sit down and it feels like you watched 45 minutes, but it's been like 2 hours almost. And we get to see so many cool moments from our heroes. There's still a lot of victorious moments, like when Steve Rogers shows up, Tony doing every single thing he can with all the newest technology to just make this guy bleed a drop of blood. And he even states, all that for a drop of blood. And another thing, Stark, you know me? I do. You're not the only one cursed with knowledge. I mean, how fucking biblical is that? My only curse is you. He's like, come on. Yeah. So cool. Drops a building on his head. They're fighting at his home planet. They set up Thanos for more backstory in Eternals 2, which was going to come with the Star Fox guy who's brother of Thanos. We want to know Thanos' story. We want to know how he became the Mad Titan. I want to know how old he is. I want to know so many things. I want to know when he discovered the Infinity Stones, how he discovered the Infinity Stones. Are they a known thing in the outer galaxies, or are they just a myth that he wants to find? I mean, it takes him so long to find the Soul Stone up until Infinity War. I'm just curious. I'm insanely curious. So I even think the color palette on Thanos, he's more purple and more bright purple for Infinity War than he is in Endgame. We'll get to Endgame. I just love the journey he has, and I'm not like waiting for other scenes to end for him to come on screen, but I'll just say when I'm watching, when he's on screen is when I'm the most invested. So tragic. He likes turning things into bubbles, and he does like having like super villainy talks kind of with like Doctor Strange, and I just find it so complex. The fact that he has to kill his daughter, she doesn't believe he can love anything, let alone her, and that realization by Gamora is heartbreaking. But the tear rolling down Thanos' cheek is heartbreaking too, because this man believes he had to do this to get the job done that he was destined for, that his glorious purpose was burdened with. And Infinity War just turns out to be a slaughter fest for the Avengers. You know, Spider-Man, Far From Home, the second movie, kind of spoiled it because, I don't know, let's see. There's a trailer for this Spider-Man movie, and, well, Thanos isn't in it. No, there was a trailer for the Spider-Man movie, and Spider-Man wasn't alive. And he was in this trailer. So it's like, prequel? And everyone's like, no, this is just Sony doing what they do. Thanks, Sony. Anyway, I was able to pretty much understand that all the heroes will be brought back. Just didn't know how. It had to be a time heist. It took me a long time to see that coming. So let's like move a little bit inward to Endgame. And this Thanos, this is where he gets even more fascinating. The Thanos we faced in 2023 is dead. Killed in the first 15 minutes of the film. And who comes back? Younger him, angrier, less of a philosopher, more of a warlord, a tyrant. He sees that his plan worked through Nebula's feature, because when Nebula goes back in time, she connects with the other Nebula network, so he's able to see everything through his Nebula, and he knows the Avengers, unruly wretches, are trying to do a time heist to fix what he did. He is so inspired by himself. The ego on this version of Thanos probably grew 4 times, and he already has a huge ego. And this early in the story, I mean, you give him a little extra time, apparently he becomes more of a walking, focused, inevitable, actual baddie. And this Thanos thinks he already earned it because future him earned it. So he feels this like entitlement to it. And because the Avengers found out a way to undo his snap, that breaks his illusion of inevitability. He shifts from saving the universe to dominating the universe. He is not calm anymore. He is vengeful. He literally says, I'll shred this universe down to its last atom. Another awesome line. This isn't balance anymore. It's just straight punishment. He is a conqueror, and he wants to see the Avengers hurt. So the contrast between the battlefield in Endgame opposed to the manipulator, the battlefield warlord in Endgame versus like the manipulator of Infinity War. Same man, but two totally different villains. The duality, it's what makes Thanos so unique. Most villains, they peak once, but Thanos, he gave us two different peaks, two different versions. The first example of variance almost. We see variance. And man, the Avengers are about to go on a whole different level of wickedly crazy, out of this world lunacy. And Thanos is the door to that. Thanos changes everything. Everything runs through Thanos and everything runs out of Thanos. The effects on the multiverse saga, he still takes the stage as a name, reference, and what truly almost ended the world. But more importantly, how the Avengers, legendary Tony Stark, was able to take him down. I don't know if him saying his last "I am Iron Man" makes it into the stories of that universe, but I think it's pretty cool. So we've looked into both Thanoses. Now let's talk a little bit about his legacy. Here's the truth. Marvel has been living in Thanos' shadow ever since he arrived with Destiny and got snapped away all the same. Kang, sure, conceptually is big, but he hasn't hit the cultural nerve like Thanos. Honestly, the Kang flop was a big disappointment because we were getting invested, and we don't want to get too far into that right now. There's rumors of Doctor Doom taking on Kang and the Kang Council of Kings. We'll see. You don't hear people quoting Kang memes at the gym. No. You don't see kids dressing up as Kang for Halloween. But Thanos sees the bar. The one Kang line I remember is "see you soon," which is from first season of Loki. Completely terrifying. And then one of my other favorite Kang lines is "pumpkins." And that's from Loki season 2. That's Victor Timely. They were setting it up all the way up until then. Kevin Feige likes to say that he planned Doctor Doom because of how he was performing in Quantumania. So he started to have the Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom idea before that. You know, I have a feeling that in Doomsday we're going to see Thanos and we're going to see him rip the spine. We're going to see Doctor Doom rip out his spine. I think we are. It's an iconic scene from the comics. It's equivalent, but more scary than what Thanos does to Hulk. I mean, that would really set the tone for the movie if we get to see Doctor Doom rip into Thanos' chest with his hand and pull out his entire skeleton. That is so gnarly. They probably wouldn't show it. But they definitely would frame it like they did the comics. Oh my goodness. I mean, Thanos' willpower is what made him terrifying. His logic is what made him believable. And his defeat felt earned both times. I mean, when Thor chopped off his head, I don't know if we'd call it a defeat. He definitely died winning. So, what would it take to bring Thanos back? Well, I'd say they'd have to have some sort of multiverse presence. A variant of Thanos, King Thanos, who's been teased in an Avengers ride at Disney World. There are lots of possibilities, and they're infinite. And I think we will see Thanos get beat up by Kang in Doomsday, but I think in Secret Wars, I'm going to put money that Kang has a team, and I think King Thanos will probably be on it. Maybe not, maybe. I don't think they're going to pass up the opportunity to bring a big chin back. To see him defeated will be hard, but if they pull it off right, they're going to make Doctor Doom an even crazier villain somehow, and I hope they pull it off. I really do. I'm its biggest cheerleader, but I'll be honest, if it isn't good. We do see Thanos in What If a couple times. What if Star-Lord was T'Challa, or I forget the exact name, but you get the gist. Thanos is a good guy in that one. T'Challa talks Thanos out of the stone genocide. He jokes about it being a good idea, but he's a Ravager. Is he a Ravager? Is that what they are? Personally, Dustin and TJ, ever since before all these possible cameos, they're like, it's over for Thanos, man. Get over it. But I think the more Thanos, the better, okay? Only if Marvel uses him as a reminder to what inevitability looks like. Very, very important. So, Here's where I land. Thanos isn't just Marvel's best villain. He's Marvel's most complete villain. Calm philosopher in Infinity War, vengeful warlord in Endgame, and in my world, the ultimate comfort watch. The more Thanos, the better. Bring it on. Give us a Thanos movie, please, Kevin. Give us that Thanos movie, please. I want to hear from you. What is your favorite Thanos line or moment, quote, anything? Drop it in the comments or tweet me at MarvelManiacPod. We also have MarvelManiacPod@gmail.com. And we have a Patreon. You can click our link tree. All those links, all the socials. Give me a follow so you get updated on new episodes. Join our community in Patreon and be a part of the discussion in there. It's fun. We got a great guy named Michael Finney. He has been in there chatting with me about my minisodes. Yes, we also release 5+ minute minisodes every Saturday at 6 a.m. So you got an extra dose of Marvel Maniac. Save them to binge them if you want, if you're not feeling them. But we'd love to see you there. Never expected, but always appreciated. I really want to build a community here, and I love what I do. I love talking to you about these crazy scenarios with all these insane heroes. And I know when I listen back to this one, I'll have so many other things I realize I wish I could have said about Thanos. And that's why you can always expect another Infinity War breakdown somewhere down the line. As always, thank you for joining me on Marvel Maniac and MCU Aftershow. I'm your host, Eric, a.k.a. Mr. Honest, and I'll see you next time. And until then, Avengers, disassemble.